Wednesday, June 12th, 2024, and time flies. Welcome back to Market Call Recap on the Early Buffett YouTube channel. If this is your first time finding me, I do daily chart readings of BNN Bloomberg's top picks. So be sure to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. If you're interested in that type of thing, follow along. Today we had Stephen Takasi, who had a few interesting top picks. I like Stephen's view. He's always a fresh kind of perspective. He talks a lot about the smaller cap stocks as well, which is always interesting. Today he had NEO Materials, Highliner, and Definity as well. So first, if you're a Canadian watching this, you may have heard the news that National Bank will be buying out Canadian Western Bank in a stock deal. So I figured we'd take a quick look at the charts here since it's interesting news. So we have Canadian Western Bank here, and you could see it's had a huge move right here, like 70. We're at 70% here, which is a mammoth move, but it's still under the takeout price, which I found interesting. But you could see here that anyone who's been holding this thing for a while now, my chart's not really updating here, and it only goes back to 2008 for some reason, but you could see, I mean, if people were hanging on since 2014, it looks like there. So it's been a while. It's been just range bound for so long, and now you get this pop bringing it back to that, those areas of resistance here. But I mean, obviously it's a buyout, so it's, the charts behave differently in those cases, but you could certainly take a look here at the premium. I believe the takeout price is going to be somewhere around 52 and change. So we could see, that's like a 20%, potential arbitrage deal there. If you just go ahead and buy the CWB shares and kind of wait out the acquisition. There's some risk there. We're not sure, what's going to happen with regulation and all that stuff. And by all means, always read the description in these YouTube videos. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't advice. This is just kind of what I'm seeing on the charts for entertainment purposes only, of course, and educational purposes. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I mean, we have oftentimes this happens in these deals where the one stock will pop, one stock will get knocked down, which is the case with National Bank here, down 5.25. And, that's looking at support right there at 110. I may buy this dip of National. I've been looking, I recently sold some TD shares following all of the mess that they're in. So I just wanted to get out of there. So I'm looking for a Canadian bank to replace it with. So I may do something here, maybe with National. Possibly, with a bit of an arbitrage of the CWB shares as well, and see where it goes. But you could see that National had a really nice run here. So, and it was at all-time highs just a few days ago. So it's looking interesting here because we're nearing this area of support of 110. That leads back to the middle of April price. So could be a good entry point. Who knows if there's a lot of uncertainty with the acquisition, the thing may meander, it may come back down and tag the 200-day. Who knows what's going to happen, right? If anyone is telling you they know exactly what's going to happen, they are lying because we don't know what the future holds. But that's just kind of what I'm looking at in the charts. I mean, I've had an eye on National for a while, so it may be a good opportunity to kind of hop in. I don't see it going much below that 200-day, I should say, because it will act as strong support here. Strong support from, all of these major support areas here. It's tagged it all the way, even back to 2021, right? That's really, really, really going to be strong support here. So, you can maybe take a half position here, wait for it to come back down. If it does come back down, buy a little more at 105. That's what I'm seeing here. Again, not advice, do your own due diligence, all of that good stuff. But diving into the charts for Stephen Takasi's top picks, we have NEO Performance Materials, which he likes. They're in the magnet manufacturing space. That's what I love about being an investor trader. You get to learn about all these wonderful, boring companies, which I really love. Boring companies. And this one, they're right in there. Rare earth metals. So he likes it for EV motors with the EV revolution. They make these, magnetic motors. And the rare earth metal industry is down, which I, had no idea, but interesting. There's a deal to be had there with the apparent low price of rare earth metals. He sees it trading at half their tangible book, so which is interesting. They're apparently doing a lot of buybacks. They pay a 5.75% dividend, 5.76% dividend. So looking nice. It's an ugly looking chart, I'll admit, dating back to 2021. This thing's just been on a slide going down here, but it's tagged, this support, right? Going back to April, March, April of 2020, it was back down at this $5.64, which it bounced off of. Well, it hovered around there, bounced off of, and then you could see now more recently it's climbed above its, 50-day, and it's just breached the 200-day. And they're both starting, the 50 days trending upwards, and we have a flattening 200-day, but this is a bullish move here. You could see a lot of buying coming in as well. We have a gap up here, so this looks, this area right here definitely looks like a reversal, right? So we'll see what goes on with NEO, but it's looking like a strong chart right here to me. It's looking like a strong reversal. So I would say, looking good up until, $8 probably. And then, you're going to definitely meet a lot of resistance there. Some of these buyers that are going to want to come out, or some of these buyers that are going to want to come back to break even. A lot of that tends to happen, but this is it's a $210 million market cap. So it's not a small company either, right? So could be an interesting trade there. Looking good on the chart. Next, Highliner Foods, the frozen fish. Talk about boring business, which I say that lovingly, of course, because boring businesses are often the stealthy wealth compounders. So always interesting to hear about. So what's going on Highliner Foods? This is a wacky looking chart, if I do say so myself. I believe he sees it as a takeover target. They're 40% insider owned. They do a lot of buybacks. They're trading at a 7 PE. So that's pretty cheap. But what's the chart telling us? Right now it's looking bullish. Back from 2023, we have a nice, uptrending. We are kind of stopping at this resistance, though. You could see it. It's $317 million market cap. So it'll trade like that, right? It'll, you could see this. It's reaching some resistance here. So whether or not it's going to blast through, who knows? But this is kind of a wacky looking chart. I don't know. It's wonky. I don't know what to make of this one. Could it be range bound? Maybe. Could we see a little pop up into 16? Possibly as well. But I think you could probably expect more of the same from this chart. Pardon me. So, last but not least, we have Definity Financial Corporation, which offers property and casualty insurance here in Canada. He compares them to Intact. Mind you, they're a lot smaller than Intact, but he sees a $60 price target on this thing. So what are we looking at here in the charts? Let's pull out a little longer and see. But Interactive Brokers often doesn't go that far back, but we don't have a lot of data to work with. Maybe I can take a stab at it here anyways, but a $60 price target on this thing, it's kind of meandering around, and now we're having, lower highs, bit of a lower low here. So we could come back, this is kind of bearish here. We could come in and fill this gap, come back to around $40, which is the 200-day moving average. That could be the case. That's what I'm seeing here, but I wouldn't know what to do about this chart. And sometimes that's that, right? You look at a chart and there's not much of a trade there. To me, this is looking weak. but he sees significant upside on this. I mean, if we take a look at what that would mean, $60 per share, that brings us up to, it's a 40% premium on the current share price. So that's, interesting if there's an arbitrage deal. Well, not an arbitrage, because they're not a takeover target as far as I know, but insurance, I don't know about you, but my insurance premiums have gone way up. That seems like a business that I want to be in, because people just pay it. I mean, and now you could shop around, and new customers are being quoted significantly more. So and it's mission critical for most individual these days in terms of insurance. So I hope that was helpful. That's kind of all I wanted to look at today. Let's take another look at Apple, though. Apple was wild. Another, up 4.6% and climbing. I mean, it's what a wild ride on this Apple. No significant news that I know of today, but that's looking strong. But we're looking, we're RSI, I should say, is in the 80s now. So we're looking to be quite overbought here. So I would expect a fade or meandering of some sort. But Apple's looking really, really strong since all that AI news. So anyways, I went a little longer today, but thanks so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to check me out on X at Early Buffett, and be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you tomorrow, and have a great day.